Well, parents in Attala County argue the school district went too far conducting a strip search on their kids.
Yeah, and they are now suing, and 3 News Side's Alex Love spoke to families and their attorneys about what started all this.
Not one, not two, but 7 families who send their kids to McAdams High School say their kids face suspicion of bringing vapes onto school grounds, but that somehow led to a strip search, which they say was a horrifying experience for their children. And now they're taking the school district to federal court.
February 10th started as a regular school day for Arma Cooper's son until she picked him up and learned what happened.
And one at a time, they were taken into the resource officer office, and they were all searched and strip searched and made to stoop down, bend over. Their genitals were showing.
According to their attorneys, after coming into school, the SRO suspected Cooper's son and others had vapes.
He initiated the search because a vape alarm went off. We don't know whether that's true or not.
Cooper argues her son has no interest with vaping.
My son is very athletic. He is a musician, church musician. I'm a minister as well as a private school owner. So, no, sir.
In their lawsuit against the district, the plaintiffs claim no vapes or contraband was found on any student when the strip searches were over. But from the get-go, their attorneys believe the SRO went too far.
He also admitted that he had a wand, and wands are used specifically to detect whether someone has a vape on them, even if they had it somewhere hidden on their body parts. So he could have taken that route.
Since this incident, every parent involved says their kids feel mentally hurt and violated. This lawsuit is about more than financial compensation.
This district has no policies in place when it comes to for these types of searches, other than they have to be reasonable. So, we're concerned about, our clients, but certainly about the broader implications for school districts that take advantage of children.
The principal, the superintendent, the assistant principal, the resource officer, I want to see them gone because obviously they do not care about our children.
This case is being handled in the Northern District of Mississippi's Federal Court Division. When we reached out to the legal counsel representing the school district, he acknowledged the lawsuit has been filed, but would not comment any farther on legal strategy. Reporting in Attala County, Alex Love, 3 on your side.